Well, at the end of the day, at least this tower situation you're going to have at the beginning of this week, it's actually going to work in your favor. So my gorgeous Sagittarius, this is a weekly horoscope tarot card reading, and it's in between the 16th and the 22nd of January 2023, where at the beginning of this week something really weird and bizarre is actually going to happen. So it's to do with a specific situation that it's going to be brought to your attention, and you're not going to be able to not to become aware of it whatsoever. Why? Because to start with, this situation that you're going to become aware of, you're going to find quite mind-blowing in so many different ways, because at the same time you're going to become aware of what people can sometimes be capable of, and it is going to make you kind of wonder, and it is going to make you kind of question, like so many things about life, because I am talking about a rather complex situation here. But the bottom line is that at the beginning of this week you are going to become aware of this tower situation. You are going to have a little tower situation, and it's to do with you, and it's to do with your life. But most importantly, why you're going to be shocked, not because of the tower situation, but who it's actually going to be, what is going to be revealed to you when it comes to someone rather specific in your life. This tower situation is going to kind of throw you out of balance just a little bit. Please don't get like angry with me. Oh my god, he's being a dark Lala again. I'm sorry, I'm not being a dark Lala, but the bottom line is that this tower situation, it's more kind of gonna shock you purely because of this revelation about someone really specific in your life. You're gonna become aware of someone being really sneaky, someone being really cheeky, someone being quite naughty, and someone being quite dishonest. And even more so, I am seriously talking about some kind of revelation where you are gonna become aware of a rather devilish person in your life. Okay, so this is what it all boils down to. A rather devilish person in your life who at the same time became a rather unhealthy and rather bad attachment, especially when it comes to you. So on one hand, some kind of karma with somebody else, it's also coming to an end. And I'm not talking about somebody who's like means to you so much, some kind of amazing person in your life where you're gonna be completely shocked and like crying or something like that. No, baby, no. I'm going along those lines where you are gonna realize, like, that there were so many things that were already at the back of your mind, okay? Through your subconscious mind, through the power of subconscious mind, you will be able to connect to this. So that is kind of not going to surprise you whatsoever. So almost as if you have kind of been prepared to this. So it's like a really important confirmation you're actually going to have. So you are going to be able to identify some kind of a devil in your life. And that in itself, it sounds like, oh my God, so negative, so dark, so bad. No, baby, no, it is not at all. Because at that moment in time, you are going to become inspired. This is actually going to bring you such an inspiration to do what you want to do, to live your life the way you want to live your life. And almost immediately, this mind-blowing reconnection with yourself means that you are coming home to yourself. And that in itself, it's going to point out towards you a kind of realizing how much you were affected by that specific person, because you weren't yourself. Not only around that person, but while that particular person is in your life, you weren't yourself. And that was affecting you big time, because it kind of stopped you and prevented you from doing something and working on something really important. It really affected your own creativity. And this happens very, very often when something karmically comes to an end, whether this is to do with a specific person or whether this is to do with a specific situation in our lives. So at that moment in time, something is beautifully, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's actually going to be unlocked. Something is going to be unlocked within, and at that moment in time you are going to become inspired with yourself, which is exactly what you should do, which is exactly how you should be. And this is going to kind of bring you back to your original plan and inspiration. It's going to be mind-blowing, but it's not to do with something for the first time that's happening and manifesting in your life, but inspiration with something that you started before and you just kind of stumble upon, within the last few months, and now you're going to return to some kind of a project which is extremely important to you. So you see how important this is going to be. And also, it's not only that, but you're also going to be so inspired. You see, all these inspirations are actually going to come out of it. Do you see what I mean, how important this actually is? You're also, through that inspiration, you're also actually going to have a really interesting ideas now suddenly. And this is going to happen like about 2 or 3 days just after this particular revelation that you're going to have. So one thing is literally going to lead to another. I mean, this is brilliant, because you are going to find yourself on a very, very powerful path in life indeed. So this is going to make you, this is going to kind of, you're going to have a few different, very, very interesting ideas, few different options. But I would say that there are a few different ideas that you're going to have that are going to make you feel like really active and determined when you are just like kind of thinking about them, because this idea are just a lot to do with your own experience, but these ideas are also to do with those things that only you can do that well. Okay, so it's to do with your spiritual essence. So this is indeed going to be really important, my gorgeous Sagittarini. But just remember that this is to do with something that you are experienced about. So as soon as you're thinking about these ideas, your energy is rising, your vibration is rising. You feel so much better about yourself already, let alone once you kind of like start, you know, working on these ideas like properly. And it's going to happen very, very soon. Indeed, you know, it's like basically you are also going to understand that this is the time to be really responsible, but it's also the time to be really creative. Okay, so it's a lot about your own creativity, but it's also about your own responsibility, which means that, you know, you need to reflect on like things that you have been through, like within the last 2 or 3 years, you know, and you need to kind of try to reflect in such a way to try to go as deep as you possibly can, because you have learned so much about your life, you have learned so much about yourself. So there are few things that you have actually learned about yourself within the last few years that you are also at this moment in time, this is going to be kind of highlighted and really important, because it's the part of your kind of existence right now, and you need to incorporate the things that you have actually learned about yourself, about your skills, about the world in general, and things like that. You know, you just have to kind of step back and look at the bigger picture. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know, I will tell you this is so important, because you're gonna need to stand up for yourself and stand up for your beliefs as well. You need to have a confidence when it comes to the beginning of this week, you know, because you are gonna need to challenge someone who is in power. Okay, this is what you're gonna need to do, but at the same time you're also going to need to be very, very wise, you know, when it comes to choosing your battles. You know, I shouldn't use the word battle. It's when I say that you should challenge someone, I think that someone in some kind of a power, it's almost going to demand something from you, or it's going to tell you something, and that is instantly not going to make sense to you whatsoever. So if something doesn't make sense, just say it. I'm not saying to like, oh my God, argue and scream. No, baby, no. But just like really put your point across and say what you think, say what you believe. Don't let anybody to tamper with your spirit, with your soul, with your energy by imposing some kind of ideas on you that to you, they absolutely don't make sense whatsoever. You see what I mean, my gorgeous Sagittarini? By the time you get to the mid part of this week, it's like, ooh la la, baby. You know, it's a lot to do about Justina. It's a lot to do about justice. Okay, it's a lot to do with little Justina here. Justice. We've got justice, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Sagittarini. Ba-da-da-bam, ba-da-bam, ba-ba-ba-ba-ba-da-dam. Now, you've got a justice here at around the midweek, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and this is brilliant. You are gonna have a very, very important news, very good news, and it's just like really pretty much so to do with like maybe you just well kind of like you were part of something like not that long ago. and then you will like kind of left in a limbo, because you kind of can't move on with a certain aspect and certain areas of your life. You can't move on until someone decides something for you. So this justice, it's a lot about this being decided, something being decided in your favor, whether this is to do with the proper like a legal justice, you know, maybe it's to do with some kind of like a court case, or maybe perhaps it's to do like with some kind of situation that was left behind and somebody else had to like kind of decide for you, but you couldn't move like kind of forward with a certain aspect of your life, especially when it comes to you like going on a certain journey, when it comes to your own advancement. But this is gonna like pretty much, so this is a lot to do with the unknown, and it's a lot to do with you making certain alterations in your life that you couldn't have made until you actually find out this Justina moment here indeed. So this is gonna be brilliant, and at the same time, you know, the process of change is actually starting. And when I say the process of change is starting, there is something really big and something really important that you wanted to get for yourself, that you wanted to buy for yourself, that you wanted to kind of like reward yourself with, you know. So you are going to be able to do like to make a decision. You will make a decision to like kind of do something to yourself, like buy something for yourself, like something that you were thinking about for such a long time, but it wasn't the right time. So now indeed this is going to be the right time. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarius, you know, it's really important to try to take like a little break and just recharge a tiny little bit. And you know, when I say that you need to take a little break and recharge, I'm not saying like, oh, you need to take a week off, you know what I mean? Like, you need to take like a month off, you know what I mean? Well, if you can, it's brilliant, you know what I mean? Take care of yourself, baby, if you can. But I know it's not easy, you know, the life is not meant to be easy. If this life was really easy, then it's just not meant to be like that. It just wouldn't make sense. So there are challenges for us to go through and to kind of think about them and to reflect in our own way. And it's all about our own reflection on things that are happening in life, that are only going to bring us to the point, to the very elevated point where we actually should be on this spiritual journey. So this is why recharging and little breaks are really important. It could be only one day, maybe a bit of meditation, maybe visiting the forest, maybe sitting by the river, extremely spiritual, sitting by the like a sea, extremely spiritual. There's so many different ways that you can actually recharge yourself. And why do I think, and so many different ways and so many different like, you know, ways, like especially when it comes to timing. So basically, when it comes to timing, like whether it's going to be a day, whether it's going to be half a day, you know what I mean? It doesn't really matter. And why am I saying that you should recharge is because something really amazing is actually going to happen. You are going to get some kind of a clarity. You are going to get some kind of a mental clarity. And this is important because that in itself, it's also at the moment where after you finish like kind of recharging and relaxing or whatever this is going to be, you will see that just out of the blue, something is going to come to you. Completely out of the blue, some kind of a problem that was really holding you down and affecting you very terribly over the last 9 months in particular. 9 months, quite a lot. Some kind of a problem that was also affecting you to move into the directions, towards the directions you want to move towards. That problem was affecting you from being yourself. That problem was affecting you to kind of like do things when you want to do them. That problem was like really kind of holding you down. You know, almost like it was keeping you in a little prison type of thing, you know what I mean? So, and you just didn't know what to do with it, and it became like a huge burden. So now you will know what to do when it comes to that particular burden in life. This is very, very important indeed. It's literally going to come to you, what to actually do, and like how to resolve that problem. And also at the same time, you're going to realize that you are going to be like, you're going to have a bit of like a psychic intuitive message as well. Suddenly you're going to realize that you're part of some kind of like a competition, and being a part of competition, it's not a bad thing, it's actually a good thing, because you're going to realize somehow intuitively it's going to come to you that very soon you're going to need to prove yourself, but you're actually going to like this, because at the same time, by proving yourself, you are going to speed up some kind of a project that you've been working on, and it was going very, very slow indeed. So this is something that you're also going to realize. You see how much much is actually going to come through this. And also at around the midweek, you know, you are going to have a very much so incredible opportunity. But when you become aware of this incredible opportunity at around the midweek, you have to be bold, you have to be courageous and optimistic, and you will know that now it's time to do what you are, especially what you are completely passionate about. By the time you get to the sorry by the time you get to the last part of this week, you know why am I coughing? Because I'm clearing my throat. You know why am I clearing my throat? Because raise your vibration, raise your vibration, raise your energy, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Raise your energy and keep it high throughout this week. Raise your energy, raise your vibration. Sagittarini, Sagittarini, Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, Sagitterini, Sagittarini, Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, 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 Sagittari, Sagittari, Sagitterini, pam 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 pam, pam param pam 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 pam, para pam pa 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 pararam, pam 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 pam, pam param pam pam pa pam, pa para pam pa 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 pararam, pam 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 pam. Pam param pam 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 para pam pa pararam. There you go, my gorgeous Sagittarini. Raise your vibration every single time you possibly can, because you are going to heal yourself as well. By the time you get to the last part of this week, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know what? It's about you like paying attention to like a group of people here, you see? Paying attention to the group of people and being inspired by the group of people, because you're gonna like what they're gonna be doing, you're gonna like what they're gonna be talking about, you're gonna love so much their energy and their vibration, because you will be able to connect to this group of people, because you will know that they're thinking like you. And this is going to be really important, because it's about something very, very specific. And this in itself is going to help you to get that familiar energy and to connect to something very specific, what they're actually going to be talking about. And what they're going to be talking about, it's kind of going to make you realize something so big about yourself. It's like, oh my God, I want to do this. I want my life to be like this. I want to get to that point in my life. Oh my God, everything is going to be so much better. And here you're going to get a clear picture what you want your future to be. And it's not only about getting a clear picture what you want your future to be, but it's about you transporting yourself at that moment in time right there, which means that the process of the actual manifestation is starting. So this is so important. You need to go with this. You need to take this on the next level, because this is something that you've been made for to actually do. This is going to become a very strong part of your existence, very strong part of your reality, to the point where you are gonna want to have a huge celebration, because you are gonna feel completely revived. You will want to kind of do so much you didn't do before. You will want to explore so much you didn't kind of explore before. You will want to investigate so much about life that you didn't kind of investigate before. You are about to come out of your comfort zone here, and you're about to come out of yourself. And this, my gorgeous Sagittarini, it's not only gonna give you like a huge reason for celebration, you're gonna love it. It's all about that inspiration, and you're even gonna start feeling like really artistic in so many different ways, you know. And also when you kind of become aware of this important news at the end of the week by someone who is extremely consistent in your life, this person who is very consistent in your life, it's gonna tell you this important important news, and you will know it's true. And what you're going to gain out of is like what exactly you should be investing in at this moment, at this stage in your life, when it comes to, you know, your life, something where you should be investing the most of your energy towards. Like this is exactly going to be obvious to you, like there is no tomorrow. And also, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you know, remember when it comes to the last part of this week, but especially when it comes to the 21st and 22nd of January 2023, you know, listen to your intuition, my gorgeous Sagittarini, and pay attention, you know, to the actual signs from the divine, because at the same time you are going to have a very important revelation that so much it's actually going to be clear to you. You know, so much it's about to become clear to you what you want to do, where you want to go, how you're going to do this, how you're going to achieve certain things. And somebody really honest and really beautiful, it's also going to be playing an important role here, a really beautiful gorgeous person within these 2 days who is going to become the main part of your, like, you know, inspiration as well. You know, you're going to understand good options through somebody really kind of solid and powerful in your life indeed. So now, my gorgeous Sagittarini, I'm just going to shuffle these tarot cards, and I'm going to see what is going to be a tarot card of the week. Okay. Oh my God, Sagittarini, bye bye. No, I'm joking. I'm joking, death. Okay, see you later. No, I'm joking. Joke. Listen to this. It's just see you later. Sorry, it was nice knowing you. No, I'm joking. It was so nice to know you. No, I'm joking. That's terrible. God, I bet some of you are going to be upset. Okay, I'm joking. We've got a transformation here, and this is absolutely brilliant. This doesn't surprise me whatsoever. Okay, this is an absolutely brilliant week when it comes to you. So it's about the process of transformation which is about to start. So, you know, suddenly, my gorgeous Sagittarini, you are gonna have so many kind of ideas throughout this week, and there are also like kind of gonna be so many plans that you're actually gonna have this week that are gonna like become extremely vivid. You know, like you're gonna start, especially it's all gonna start with what you're thinking about a certain plan at the beginning of this week, and then throughout the week, you know, there are gonna be 2 or 3 different things that are gonna be on your mind. You are going to start the process of planning, but what is going to be different, that you're going to find yourself planning and thinking about something without even being aware of it, and then you're going to kind of snap out of it and then realize like, oh my God, I can't believe what I was thinking about. So it's all about paying attention to what subconscious planning it's keep on coming out, and it's keep on coming out and staring at your gorgeous face. You know what I mean? So you need to identify this and take this on the next level, because this is the week of a very powerful transformation. So when it comes to like investing financially, I said before about the energy investment, okay, when I mentioned investing here, but when it comes to like investing financially, when it comes to buying something really kind of like when it comes to like signing like really important contracts and big contracts and things like that, then I would highly suggest you to do it the week after the 22nd of January, not this week. So this is more like for the actual transformation, but it's more about paying attention to like what kind of, you know, what plans you keep on thinking about without even kind of like being aware of it. So this is like gonna be golden moment for you in so many different ways. And also when it comes to this week, try to like really see which things have come to an end, which things you're struggling with in life, which things are not working for you anymore, for example, you know, because this is the great week to actually focus on it and just kind of like make the relevant and necessary adjustment. You know, this is important to get out with the old and bring in, you know, get out with old and bring in the actual new, or make space for the new, you know, energy to come into your life. And this is what we can do very successfully by identifying what is making us unhappy, and instead of making us happy, and actually doing something about it, because you're gonna have more power to do this at the time of the actual transformation indeed. Okay, my gorgeous Sagittarini, thank you ever so much for watching my videos. I'm sending you brightest blessings, lots of love, healing, peace and light to every single one of you. Thank you ever so much for watching my videos. Sasha Bonasin, psychic medium. Love you. Bye.